Hey everyone, this is Rihanna from A Frugal Life, and I'm doing this video for some of my newer subscribers. If you're not a new subscriber, you can go ahead and stay and listen. It's going to be a pretty short video, and you can give us some of your comments of your own. If you are a new subscriber or a new watcher, this is the absolute basics of personal finance that I think everyone should know. So these are going to be so basic, you're going to be like, why are you telling me these things? But believe me, most of the people that are watching this video are not doing these things, and you would be surprised at how much of a difference they make. So the very first suggestion I am going to suggest to you is to save more than you spend. And this sounds kind of obvious, right? But I guarantee you, most of you are probably not doing it. Just think about it, right? If you're bringing home, let's say $3,000 a month, we're gonna go on kind of the lower end of the spectrum right now, you're probably not saving more than you're spending. So you're probably spending definitely more in mortgage or car payments and all of those things, but let's just forget about that. Let's just talk about your budget for things that are not absolute essentials. So not food, not rent, not water, not garbage, not all of those things. Let's pay all of those and then see what you have left. Let's say you have $100 left. I guarantee that you're not saving 90% of that. You're not saving $90 and only spending 10. Let's go higher up on the spectrum, okay? Maybe you're more high paying. Maybe you bring home $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month, and you've really budgeted all of your budget and your bills down, and let's say you have $2,000 in extra to spend or save or invest or do whatever you want. Are you actually saving more? Let's just say a tiny bit more, 51% more. Are you saving 50% even of your income? You're probably not. So when you do your budget next month, just take a look at how much more you can put into savings and investments versus how much you're spending on entertainment or extras or clothes or anything that is not essential. Take all of those expenditures and add them up for the month, and next month try to put more into savings than you put into all of those expenditures. It's going to make a huge difference in emergencies and retirement and all of those things. So your goal for this year is going to try to, a little bit at a time, get to the point where every month you are saving more than you're spending, and we're just going to forget about the essentials, right? Later on down the road, you can try to save more than you're putting into that. That's a big deal. Some people actually do that. Some people save more than they spend, including all of the essentials that they have to do. But that's hard to do, and it's hard to start out with. So right now, let's just focus on what you can focus on. If you have $200 at the end of the month, make sure that you're putting at least 51% of that into savings and investments, and the rest you can go ahead and spend or do whatever you want to. Number 2, talking about investments. People don't think about this, but one of your major investments should be in you. It should be education for you and your family. So not just for the kids, but also for the adults in the family. You should be investing in yourself. You should be investing in workshops. You should be investing in classes. If you're in customer service, you should be investing in certificates in computer skills. If you're in programming, you should be investing in learning more programming skills. If you don't do any of those things, if you're a stay-at-home mom, you should be investing in skills that you can use to make money on the side, or skills that will make you more enjoyment for like culture or art or entertainment. And not just spending every dime you have on the boring stuff like bills, right? Put something into yourself every single month. Give yourself an allowance to spend on educating yourself to improve your career or to improve your sanity. Number 3, a basic everybody should know. It's on every meme, it's on every blog, it's on every YouTube video, and that is an emergency fund. And that is something that people really, really lack. So people most of the time are just one paycheck or 2 paychecks away from everything in the world falling apart, right? You need to make sure that you have an emergency fund in a separate account so it can't be eaten up by bills or anything else. So get yourself an online account. I like my Capital One 360 Savings or my Charles Schwab checking account. Both of those are a good place to stash money safely at a good interest rate, and then you have to actually go online to get it out so you don't spend it on things willy-nilly or at a whim, right? So I will put the links down below to those 2 accounts that I think are the best to have to put your savings in if you're not like a big time investor, right? So go ahead and make sure that you're saving first for 30 days. You should have 30 days worth of income. If you already have 30 days worth of income and bills and all of that stuff in a bank account, next goal is 30 months, and then 6 months, and then a year. And you can do it. I know it seems scary, but just do it one chunk at a time. First, you need 30 days. 30 days will at least get you a month of breathing room if you lose your job. Then 3 months. 3 months will get you a month of breathing room plus safety and security and stability. 6 months of an emergency fund will make you feel better about practically anything, because you can take care of yourself or pay for things like medical or car breakages or all of that. So work on that emergency fund. That is your third most basic thing you need to do for personal finance. Number 4 is going to be highly controversial, but it is so good for you, and that is don't spend money on a credit card if you don't already have the money in the bank. Right? So this is hard for people, because people like to spend money on a credit card for vacation. They like to take out loans for cars. We have one ourselves. I am not trying to be hypocritical here, but we did have to have a car loan to get our car. But let's just talk about credit cards right now. So don't spend money on a Visa, MasterCard, or Discover if you don't have the money to pay it off at the end of the month. So maybe you make the decision not to pay it off at the end of the month, and you make the decision to use that money for something else, but at least you know if you could pay it off at the end of the month. So try really hard not to spend any money on a credit card for any non-essentials unless you have that money sitting in the bank and you can pay it off on the due date. Number 5 is going to be speed race to pay off your debts. So I'm talking with my hands big time today because I'm excited. You're going to try to pay off all of those debts as fast as possible, right? If you're in a debt hole right now, don't be scared. Just put a little more oomph into paying off of those debts. My husband is in charge of all of our bills, and every time we do have to put something on a credit card, like a medical bill or a vet bill or something like that, his ultimate goal is to pay it off before the interest switches from no interest to high interest. So almost all of the time that we do put something on a credit card, we use a zero interest credit card or a care credit, which has a grace period before they actually start to pay interest. And my husband's goal is always to pay that off as absolute soon as possible. So pay off your debts as fast as possible, so you're not paying 30% interest on something 10 years from now that you don't even remember that you purchased. And number 6, I'm going to be telling you something I wish I had done, and that was to start my retirement fund early. So I'm already in my late 40s. I did have a retirement fund that I cashed in to pay for my husband to go to mechanic school. So it was important back then to go to school. It was an important thing if you have to cash your retirement fund in to do something very important like purchase a house that's going to last you for your entire life. Yes, do it. But the most important thing is right now, if you don't have a retirement fund, go start one immediately as soon as you get off of this video. If you are 20 years old, go start a retirement fund. If you were 18 years old, go start a retirement fund. If you are 16 years old, go get your parents to help you start some sort of fund that you can later roll into retirement. Because each year, month, day that you wait is tons of interest lost. The amount that retirement fund skyrockets gets in only a year is insane. So the sooner you can start one and keep it throughout your entire lifetime, it's money you can draw on when you need to buy a house or go use it for education. It's money you can use during emergencies if you have to, and if all goes well in your life and you don't have to use it, it's money you're going to be able to use down the line when you can no longer work. So my husband can no longer work, and if we had had a retirement fund for him that we had put into 25 years ago, we would be in a much better place right now, because he is so disabled right now that he cannot work and he won't be able to in the future. So again, I'm telling you what I wish I would have done, and that would be to have started my retirement fund at 18 years old, to have put as much as humanly possible into it, and to have never touched it again. So that's the last point I want to talk about today. If you have any tips and tricks that you think are absolute basics that everybody should start out with, please go ahead and put them in the comments down below. Like and subscribe. And as always, if no one has told you how absolutely wonderful and special you are today, you are so special to me and to everyone else in our Frugal community. If you have not joined our Frugal community, we have a Frugal group. Down below is the link. It is a Frugal Facebook group of over 58,000 active members. So you definitely want to join that group. You can ask questions in there, you can make friends in there, and it's 100% free.